ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चना गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकाली जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाचालं कृपा तमाम श्री भक्ति चैतन्य ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 I was feeling separation and debating for so long. Finally, he gave this darshan. We are reading from Shrimad Bhagavatam. So fourth canto. Shrimad Bhagavatam, canto 4, chapter 8, verse number 14 onwards. Maitreya Uvacha. Matu sapatnya sadurokti vedha. Shvasan dushadandahato yatahi. Hitva mishantam pitaram shanavacham. Jagama Matu Prarutan Sakasham. Maitreya Vacha. Matu Sapatya Sadhuru Dividha. Shvashan Dushadandahato Yathavi. Hitva Mishantam Pitaram Shanavacham. Jagamavatu Prarutam Sakasham. Maitreya Vacha. Matu Sapatnya Sadhurukti Vedha. Swasandushadandahato Yathavi. Hitva Mishantam Pitaram Shanavacham. Jagamavatu Prarutam Sakasham. Maitreya Vacha. Matu Sapatya Sadhurukti Vedha. Hitva Mishantam Pitaram Shanavacham. Matu Prarutam Sakasham. Maitreya Vacha. Matu Sapatya Sadhurukti Vedha. Swasam Dushadandahato Yathavi. Hitva Mishantam Pitaram Shanavacham. Yada Mamatu Pradhan Sakasham. Maitreya Vacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Matu of his mother, Sapatnya of the co-wife, Saha, he, Durukti, harsh words, Vidha, being pierced by, Swasan, breathing very heavily, Rusha, out of anger, Dandahataha, struck by a stick, Yatha, as much as, Ahi, a snake, Itva, giving up, Nishantam, simply looking over, Itaram, his father, Sannavachan, silently, Jagama, went, Matu, to his mother, Tarudan, weeping, Sakas, near. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. The sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, as a snake, when struck by a stick, breathes very heavily, Dhruva Maharaj, having been struck by the strong words of his stepmother, began to breathe very heavily because of great anger. When he saw that his father was silent and did not protest, he immediately left the palace and went to his mother. His mother was like really angry, the stepmother. How dare you? This Tanapad Maharaj suggested, how dare you get down? So it was like, just because he's Kshatriya, those were like right inside. And it's like he started started breathing very heavily, like snake, take a stick and hit the snake. So the snake like, is this? So like Dhruva Maharaj became very angry. But Dhruva Maharaj himself felt like helpless because he's a small 5-year-old boy. Father did not say anything. He was thinking, Father will give me protection. Father did not say anything. Stepmother has taken over the control, and he's looking and nobody is there to support. And he was really angry. It is said he did not protest. Like externally, he didn't do anything. Internally, you're like building, but externally, he just like didn't do anything. So he immediately left the palace and went to his mother. Next one. So do we do call and response in this, or I just need the word? Tam nishwashatam tam tam nishwasantam Sfuritadharostam Suniti utsanga uduyapanam Nishamya tatpauramukhanyitantam Savivyateya katitam sapanyam. No synonyms? Just one. When Dhruva Maharaj reached his mother, his lips were trembling in anger, and he was crying very grievously. Queen Suniti immediately lifted her son onto her lap. While the palace residents, who had heard all the harsh words of Suruchi, related everything in detail, the Suruchi also became greatly angry. So there were many. So Dhruv Maharaj did not say anything. He was just grievously crying, trembling in anger. When Suruchi saw Dhruv Maharaj in that situation, Suruchi lifted her son and with love put him on her lap. And he could not speak anything because he was grievously crying. So there were other servants because she was the first queen of Maharaj Uttanapad. Maharaj Uttanapad was great king actually. Um, he was the king of earth or the huh? Earth. He was king of earth. So great actually king of that. So, so many servants he would have. Um, so all the other people who were the other members or the other um, palace residents who had seen what has happened to Maharaj Dhruva in the other palace, they told everything to Suruchi in detail. Um, then Suniti, who is the mother, also became greatly aggrieved. Okay, we'll do one more. शोषितधैर्यं विललापशोका दावाग्निनादावगतेव बाला वाक्यं स्वपत्न्या स्मरति सरोजा श्रिया ऋषाभाष्पकलामुवाह. This incident was unbearable to Suniti's patience. She began to burn as if in a forest fire. And in her grief, she became just like a burnt leaf and so lamented. Kosuniti also felt like helpless. She knows that um, like her son is there, her son is greatly aggrieved, but she knows that she doesn't have that support from her husband, Uttanapad Maharaj. So she also felt like she wanted to help her child, but she's like, she could not think of what could be done. So she was burning like fire within her heart to see the condition of her son, how he was grievously crying and what had happened, and how he had been severely insulted by the stepmother, and father did not say anything. And just like Manas Dhruva himself felt um, like neglected or didn't get any support, likewise, and he came to Suniti for support, um, like for justice or to help him in some way. But Suniti found herself in the same situation as Dhruv Maharaj, helpless. Um, it is very difficult when like somebody comes, especially somebody who really is taking shelter. Somebody comes, um, and one is not able to provide shelter. And she just lamented like, what can we do? So that's the mood she was in. Um, as she remembered the words of her co-wife, her bright lotus-like face filled with tears. As she remembered the words of her co-wife, her bright lotus-like face filled with tears, and thus she spoke. So her face also lotus-like. He was a king. So both the queens are very beautiful. Um, and she just lamented, and her eyes were filled with tears. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. When a man is aggrieved, he feels exactly like a burnt leaf in a forest fire. Suniti's position was like that. Although her face was as beautiful as a lotus flower, it dried up because of the burning fire caused by the harsh words of her co-wife. It is also described that this somehow reminds me of one lecture by Prabhupada Maharaj. Maharaj was doing this seminar on Dhruv Maharaj pastime. Mm. Suniti is Suruchi. Suruchi is like um, she's proud. Um, husband is more like a hand-packed husband because husband was attached to Suruchi. The name also Ruchi means Uttanapat has a lot of Ruchi in Suruchi. That's how I remember Suruchi. So Suniti almost had like no support. But Suniti was a great devotee of the Lord. Lamentation was there because um, her dearest, the own, like her son, I don't know if was Dhruva Maharaj the only son only, or he has more son, or one son only. No. So the only son, um, and this is the situation. So Prabhupada Maharaj was mentioning in this situation also, because she was a devotee of the Lord. Um, one of the quality of a devotee of the Lord is um, they can see good even in the worst situation. Although she was in a very lamentable situation, um, and Suniti spoke very harsh word. This is so wonderful that Suniti did not speak against Suruchi. She even said, you should not have harsh feeling for her. This is amazing actually. Usually somebody comes with like deeply hurt, then the natural tendency is to say, yeah, she's wrong. Like, yeah, he's wrong. मैंने गलत किया. ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. Like support, and he's in a very angry situation. She didn't support him actually. She's crying, she's lamenting, but she said you should not have harsh feelings for us, because one who inflict pain on others will become the recipient of the pain. So you should not have any grudge for her. This is what she told actually. So Dhruv Maharaj in this situation should not have any grudge for her, any harsh feelings for her. And Prabhupada Maharaj was mentioning um, like a flower from a filthy place. Even a saintly man can take even like little bit of good, even if everything is filthy. So she said that what Dhruv Maharaj spoke, what Suruchi has said is correct. Should not have any grudge for her. Um, this is like how much control on her emotions she has. She is really angry. She is fully angry. But she's not speaking against Kovai. And she's telling, um, don't think bad about it. Amazing. So Maharaj was telling that Suniti actually was not like very saintly corrected. Suruchi, sorry, was not very saintly corrected. But even in her, Suniti could see good, because her instruction was with anger. Um, you should worship. You go and worship Narayan, and then you die, and then you take birth from my womb. Then I will allow you to sit on the lap um, of your father. You don't have the adhikar because you're not born from my womb. So she spoke very harsh word. One good take shelter of Vishnu. That's the only thing she got, and she said she is right. बाकी सब गलत है actually. Full of pride. But that one thing she said, she is right. This is that itself is a sign of um, growth is there. Growth is there. Like we discussed in the first verse of Nectar of Instruction, uh, tolerate the urge. So she's not, growth is there. Like she is really angry, she's lamenting, but she's not letting it overcome. And her intellect is still sharp. This is very difficult actually. Her intellect is still sharp and she knows what to do in this situation also. She's she's consciously, her words are consciously spoken in that situation also. One time I heard a lecture, I'm repeating for myself. Um, there are six kind of devotees. There are six kind of personalities. Um, First kind of personalities, they see only fault. Second kind of personality is they see fault and um, um, good qualities, but the same kind of personalities, they just neglect all the good qualities in the other person, and they just focus on the fault, and their consciousness is filled with fault for the other person. The third personality is, or maybe five kind, is like they see fault and they see good qualities and they appreciate them for their good qualities, and they critic or they um, um, kind of either speak or meditate or think or have an opinion about the person's fault also. Um, then the fourth kind of person is they see fault and they see, yeah, they see, um, anyways, this, so one is this side of spectrum, one is this side of spectrum. This side of spectrum, they see lot of fault and very few good. This side of spectrum, they see lot of good and little fault. But what they do is they consciously focus only on the good quality, and they kind of neglect the fault, and they just kind of they don't want to focus on it, and they have positive view about that person based on the qualities that they are seeing. And the Paramhamsa is they just cannot see fault. They just see that this person, how glorious this person is. So Suniti naturally lies in those category that although uh, Suruchi has all this, but she's only focusing on one good and she's only focusing on that yes, you should follow her. Another thing also that comes, um, how anger arises because of um, some unfulfilled desires. Whenever we want something in a certain way and things, that's when the anger arises. This is very common, but this comes from this lesson here. Um, I was thinking of few examples. One example is Indra. Indra was um, attached to his wife. I think her wife name is Sachi. Indra wife Sachi. And she loves Parijata tree. So when Krishna came and took the tree, he uprooted the tree and taking with him along with Satyabhama. Then Indra said, no. Sachi Devi said, hey, this is my Parijata tree. So Indra actually became angry and he like fought with Krishna for that tree. This is one uh, where there is um, attachment to anything, something. And um, when things don't go the way we want things to go, then the anger arises. Another example I was thinking of is of Durvasa Muni and Maharaj Ambarish. Um, so Durvasa Muni, he went to take his bath. It was breaking of Ekadashi Vrata. He went to take bath and he came to know from his mystical power that um, Maharaj Ambarish has broken the vow without first honoring me, without allowing me to break the fast. So Durvasa Muni was a very great saint. So he also had this desire that wherever he go, he wants to be he wants to be like treated first. He comes first. And when um, um, he was not given that first role, that first he should be treated, he is a saint, that thing was there. Um, and then Durvasa Muni became really angry that you are a king and you are a grihastha and I have come. And without honoring me, I am a guest and I am a saint and I am a sannyasi. And without honoring me, you have um, break your fast. This is a great offense and you deserve to be punished. And then Durvasa Muni became so angry that he created a demon which is made of fire to kill Maharaj Ambarish for his offense. Um, there's another example where any sort of like there is only one thing that Krishna speaks about Krodha, and Krishna says Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Sambhava. It arises from calm, some kind of attachment, some kind of desire. And um, devotees, I mean, as practicing devotees, naturally, when we come and start taking up devotional service, we bring our previous desires, attachments along with us. And it takes some time before those actually get eradicated. Till that time, Rupa Goswami's instruction is you learn to tolerate these urges. Because when we act on those urges, that becomes very detrimental for the advancing sadhaka when one acts on those urges. Mm. Naturally, when one becomes free from like all the unwanted habits goes away, then naturally the anger won't come and the urges won't arise. And that's why this first verse is not to not have them. That will be there when we come to 11th verse of Nectar of Instruction. But the first verse is more like we don't act on them. We tolerate the urges. Another thing, I mean, I was mentioning before, we were discussing the other day, so just coming to my mind is the fault is there. The fault is there. Actually, everyone has faults. I mean, um, like His Holiness Sadhana Swami Maharaj says that the fault is there. But to focus it and speak about it is not good. The fault may be there. And like it is a very high platform that we don't see it. But we may not be on that platform, so we may be able to see it, notice it. Um, but where we may be incriminated is when we contemplate on it or when we speak about it. And that's what we see here that Suniti did not speak about it. She didn't see only. Um, um, like pure devotees, Lord Krishna, Adokshaja. Adokshaja means they cannot see fault in anybody, neither in Bhutan. They just can't see that. Because whichever heart has ill feelings for Vaishnava, this is very important. Whenever there is ill feeling towards Vaishnavas in the heart, in that heart, it is very difficult to grow bhakti. Any ill feeling towards Vaishnavas. Others may have ill feeling for us. Others may have ill feeling for us. That will also impact our devotion. But the impact will not be as grievous as if we have ill feeling toward others. Like I was thinking of this example of Rupa Goswami, this Vaishnav who was offended because he was limping, and Rupa Goswami smiled because of he was witnessing a pastime within his heart. Other became other had ill feeling for Rupa Goswami. It affected Rupa Goswami. Others may have, but Rupa Goswami did not have ill feelings for anybody else. And Suliti, we can also see that Suliti did not like she is not a like Kshatriya spirit. She's not going and telling to Suluchi, hey, how can you do this to my son? She's like just taking a humble position. She's like, It's a nature. I mean, if it was Arjuna, then the action would have been different. Arjuna is also a pure devotee. But like everyone acts according to one's nature. But naturally, Suniti's nature is she may suffer inside, but she would not. That's just her nature. She will suffer inside, but she would not speak. She would just tolerate. She would see that as like she's seeing as like this is my fate. What can I do? This is like destined in a way. And so that's her natural behavior of Suniti. Suruchi is opposite. Suniti's natural behavior, she says that um, she says, I'm just unfortunate. In future, she says, I'm just unfortunate. So she is not causing anybody as the cause of her suffering. She said, just what can we do, Dhruva? This is the situation we are in. And but although we are in this situation, um, um, don't um, have hard feelings for anybody else. This is just the situation we are in. And it's right that you should take shelter of Vishnu and he will help you. And there's also very nice that she is not making herself capable, like she's not telling herself that I will give you justice. You know, but her mood is like the Lord will give you justice. Um, so this is the same principle that Krishna is the um, um, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, the well-wisher, the friend, or the one who can provide help or who can provide shelter. That that is Krishna. Now, Krishna can provide shelter through devotees, through spiritual master, through devotee association. But whatever help is coming in our life is actually coming from Krishna. Okay, these were some thoughts. कुछ add, कुछ करना चाहे, कुछ correct करना चाहे. August assembly बोलते थे. Very elevated assembly. So,
I was thinking of yeah, that line is very Krishna that the greatness of a person is to be able to tolerate those situations.
mm,
So I was just reflecting that the provoking situation just exposing, like if I'm going through a provoking situation, just exposing my weakness. So it's not that the provoking situation is not the cause, my weakness is the cause. So
mm,
I was thinking that the root cause of everything is misgiving Krishna. The root cause of everything is dissatisfaction in Krishna consciousness.
mm,
So if somehow or other you can focus on satisfying Krishna
mm,
moment to moment, then and if Krishna is pleased, then criticizing Bhagavad Gita that by my mercy we cross over all the obstacles.
mm,
So, as it I was seeing like one video clip in Ramnath Mara is telling that all the obstacles on the path of bhakti are also servants of Krishna.
mm.
So, so this one is Bhakti Bhakti Maharaj also said that which is one has to be very meticulous in his practice of bhakti, very meticulously practice.
एक ही मैं सोच रहा था. I was discussing with devotees, some other was having a friendly conversation, and I was realizing that I'm only watering the weeds. Where is the like? I was just reflecting in any service. Where is the motivation for the service coming from? Is the motivation for the service coming from pleasing Krishna, or is the motivation for the service coming from somewhere other than pleasing Krishna? I mean, if it is coming from somewhere other than pleasing Krishna, then and if that's what is motivating us to practice devotional service, then our devotional service is going in watering those motivations. So I was thinking, yeah, जीवन तो मीट को ही पानी से डालने जा रहा. It's very hard. Uh, I was discussing other day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, discriminate करना सीखो. Discriminate करो कि क्या वीड है इसमें भाई, कि जो कर रहे हो वो किस लिए कर रहे हो. पर कभी कभी लाइफ इज सो फास्ट ना. It's just, it's just, sometimes you don't have time to think. You're just running behind whatever motivations we have, just running, running, running. You don't even think, अरे actual purpose is not getting served here. I mean, it's a devotional service, so some benefit will be there, but a lot of it will keep going also. Just natural. Prabhupada ji also said ना कि bhakti is so simple that you will miss it. इतना सिंपल है कि कौन मिस गाड़ी चल रही है और भक्ति बेचारा कहीं कहीं खुदा हुआ है, पानी डालते जा. और कुछ और? अच्छा. Anybody else would like to add?
Yes, remembering Draupadi is example actually. When Ashwatthama is brought in by Arjuna, and then the Maruti, and he says, the wonderful aspect which I was thinking from that perspective, she is thinking about what is his mother will be feeling because I'm feeling the same pain of losing my five sons. How would she be feeling? Let me go. Because one by mentioning she's the personification of fire. The fire to have this aspect is really amazing. I was thinking about that part. Certainly, for quoting this example, Nancy's mother was telling just before she departed from the world, just 3, 4 days before. And she wasn't able to speak, so everything is just eye to eye conversation, whatever is happening. And she had tears in her eyes. So her mother asked, do you have any complaint? She wiped out her tears, and she said after that she never cried. So coming back to the point where we're talking about ending provoking situation and understanding, Avanti Brahman also says that it's all it's nobody to be blamed about whatever is happening. It's just the arrangement of the law. And even Bhishma Pitama tells to Pandavas that you are so pious that Krishna becomes your chariot driver. He is a messenger. So you are sinless. Who is to be blamed? So provoking situation comes, but how they respond, and that's why they are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Who was mentioning about another example? I was just thinking about it. Indra was told that Vishnu may not, may offer the oblation to Pranav, but don't act on it. He knew it, but it happened. So very important point. It's a moment to moment. Simplify. For example, I failed. And just every moment is just a test. Every milestone.
On Draupadi example, I was thinking on this, like Krishna also, like Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna was testing Arjuna. But if you see internal reason, but if you see external reason, then Krishna said, you kill him. Then others said, no, they're all right. There, Krishna, and his view was like, his view was not, Krishna is all right. You do in order to satisfy Bhima, satisfy me, and satisfy others. So Krishna adjusted the situation. So he was not like um, holding his point of view hard and like. Okay. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. If I spoke anything, please forgive me as a humble servant. Panchakalpatarubhesya Kripasim Vacha Patidanantara.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Very grateful. This topic of Mother Suniti and Suruchi is always close to our hearts, Prabhuji, because it helps us to reflect a lot on our own position in this world. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.